right. Happy Wednesday, friends. I'm Anna Morgan, your career BFF and host of the first ever Evolve TA and HR experience. So I am hosting a series of pop-up Evolve Lives with speakers, sponsors, fans, people that are just excited about something new, right? I'm excited today to have my friend Gehan join the stage, and it's too early in the morning and I've only had one sip of coffee, and I don't want to mispronounce her last name. So I will bring her up on stage so she can pronounce her amazing, beautiful name and tell us a little bit about her background, what she's going to be speaking about at Evolve. And we're going to share a little behind the scenes about our friendship and our journey and what brought us to this moment. And I have had the pleasure of visiting her in Dallas, Texas, a couple different times. So I couldn't be more excited to invite her to Atlanta, Georgia for Evolve. Hi, friend.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm having a little bit of a child question. So, while I turn my head and mute myself, I would love for you to take control, say hello to people, tell us a little bit about where you are and where you've been, and then we can kick things off if that's okay.
Absolutely. So, hello, everyone. I'm Gehan Haridy-Ardanowski, or G for short, as I always say, for obvious reasons. And I'm the founder and creative consultant of Golden Synergy Touch here in North Dallas, Texas. And yes, in my headline, if you look at it, it does say I'm a morning person. And in this case, I've actually been up since about 3:30 this morning. Similar to you,
I'm just at 2:30
about life. I mean, I'm a morning person, but honestly, I'm really knowing that this was obviously, one of the first things of the day. I'm thrilled to be here and support you on this, Anna Morgan. I'm going to tell you how excited I am. So, okay.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Y'all check out my new t-shirt. It came last night. I have a bunch of different colors. I have some amazing helpers that are joining the Evolve movement, from checking people in to, filling water glasses, making sure the place is picked up, to serving for the happy hour. And so I got all my Evolve helpers their own specific color t-shirts so people can spot them and be like, oh, they know where the bathroom is, or they know where the sponsors are, or whatever. So I'm excited about that. And even my sweet mother, who is 75, was like, Anna, how can I help for the event?
Are you serious?
I put my mom in a Evolve t-shirt and put her to work because I believe in, inclusivity. I personally work with a wide demographic of my own contractors and employees, and I'm a big champion of more seasoned talent in the work that I do. So, and to pay homage to her, because I wasn't naturally born with these event planning and community building skills. So I definitely am giving her credit. So it's going to be a family affair. Like, I love the stories behind every single person that is involved in helping me pull this off. So, and you have been such a bright light in my life since early 2020, when COVID hit, is how we crossed paths on LinkedIn and became friends. And I supported you a little bit in a career transition. And then you have graced the stages with me in audio rooms, from LinkedIn to Clubhouse. By the way, I did download Clubhouse yesterday.
Yeah.
And I went to one of the coaches on calls, and I'm still kind of figuring out if I will be moving Ask a Recruiter and Rise of the Recruiter over there, or we'll just keep it here live. So,
oh, that could be a separate,
a whole separate live.
Oh my gosh, yes. And If may I speak for a minute to just a couple of things that you shared,
Absolutely.
so that the audience knows. First of all, Anna Morgan, what you are doing with this Evolve event for talent acquisition and HR professionals is just, it's next level. And I'm not saying that to you just because we're friends and we've known each other for a while. For the past several weeks, I have watched you doing this for the first time. Again, primarily by yourself, but again, bringing a huge group of all of these diverse personalities, speakers, all volunteers together. Everything
Mhm.
you have done to support these professions with, obviously recruiting and HR. Sometimes, we need that lift. You have done
Mhm.
everything uplifting for this. That is just, it's next level. Your
Thank
thought in
you.
every detail. I don't even have words to describe how excited I am for that reason. And we don't see that many times at conferences. And by the way, I just want to say to the audience, this isn't a pitch. I mean, of course, we'd love for you to, buy a ticket if you're in the Atlanta area and all that good stuff. And
Hey, that's all I want for my birthday is I I want TA and HR professionals to invest in themselves, to give themselves the gift of professional development, community building, and celebration.
Yeah. And and that's the thing. You're such a giver and we love you for it. You've got an army of people behind you. It's going to be an incredible event and we're very excited about it. And if I may, I speak to the whole how we met thing because I love it
Yes. You
because
probably have a better memory than I do. And,
well,
just a
I do
couple.
because I was a fangirl. So I was a
Oh,
very
that's
Yes, I was okay. So for those of you who are sitting and watching this and wondering, oh, do I reach out to the person who seems way out there or way up here? Let me tell you this. So in 2020, I happened to watch Anna Morgan. This is, mind you, when we were all in the depths of COVID and sitting on our computers and, getting up and running with different lives and just, seeing what was out there and what other
yeah.
people were up to. And I remember watching Anna Morgan from afar, wasn't connected to her, didn't really know her, but she was just this icon and this beam of light that just brought this attention to invisibility to so many people. And so I remember at one point, I can't remember what prompted me, but something inside of me and that voice that says, do you take a chance? And going back to that whole, if you don't ask, the answer's always no, for the connection or for this or that. And I reached out to Anna Morgan and we started engaging in DMs. And then our relationship blossomed to where she became my #career BFF coach for a while. And then from there, just became really good friends. And mind you, we're going on almost 5 years of this. And we've had all kinds of incredible conversations from everything going back to, the clubhouse rooms, but that open to work banner, all of the things that we've, as professionals seen evolve and just argued over the past few years. And so it's just one of those things where you never know where a simple ask may lead you. And that's what I really want to impress upon people who see this because, just reach out, say hello, and, do it with, with thoughtfulness and you won't lose. At least you're trying and making the
Yeah.
efforts and then you can say that you've done it.
Absolutely. And I love that you bring that up for, anyone that's just getting back on LinkedIn that is considering a career change or, gunning for a promotion. Maybe they're lonely, there's a mental health crisis around loneliness right now. And, I could sit here, I could probably live stream for 24 hours and talk about all the surprising and delightful experiences, moments, clients, learning opportunities that have come from simply being present on this platform and not being afraid to have public conversations in the comments. That's really where I feel like a lot of my momentum and ability to attract my tribe. Like, you either are an Anna Morgan fan or you're like, that lady is a little much, and I'm okay with that. But a lot of people aren't, right? And you're very much like that too. You're very, particular about intentional networking and communication, and, building community of true connections that, you can amplify their leadership voice, their expertise, while also, learning from them essentially. So I think that's so funny. And you were one of the first people, G, that said that to me around being, a little intimidated, like a little bit of a fangirl. And I can definitely relate to that. I think my closest experience was when I went to the Outlier retreat in Rhode Island in October, and I met Mace Curran, who is a fire a flying fire. I can't speak.
Flying.
She's a pilot
Oh.
and flew very fast fighter planes.
Fighter
Come
pilot.
on, Bray.
Fighter pilot?
Yes, fighter pilot. That's what I was trying to say. Okay. No, and this is where, like, my little brain, God love her, she is brilliant, creative, fast, but sometimes what is going through my head is not able to get out of my mouth. And even if it does, and I think I say something, then I go back and watch the recording and I was like, that is not what I thought I said. So Mace Curran, Megan Riley, who started Tippy Tops, Robert Hamilton Owens, a crazy multi-winner Olympian, just ordinary people that ended up doing extraordinary things, right? And it's people like that. And like you said, you never know if you don't ask. And once you have that conversation, then what you did really well is that you continued to show up, and we continued to have, phone dates and Zoom meetings. And there were even times where, we both got busy, but the beautiful thing, was that we were able to kind of instantly pick back up where we were. And, I'm just so excited to collaborate. And you have been just crushing 2024, and 25 is off to a great start. I understand that you did, was it your first Disrupt HR talk? The very first one?
Well, okay. So funny story, since you're asking, technically it was the first one that I did get on stage for, but this is actually a good lesson. I should write about this. It's a good lesson that sometimes things happen or don't happen in the timing that they're supposed to, because in 2019, I was supposed to deliver a talk locally, and very long story short, through a series of events, like the tornadoes came and the event got canceled, then rescheduled, then it came again, like all this stuff. And I ended up not delivering that talk. But hindsight years later is I was not meant to give that talk in that moment at that time. I was not meant to do it. So last spring, I went to Tucson, and not only was I given the opportunity to deliver an awesome, like, again, it was a different topic because it was a few years after the fact, but I not only had the opportunity to deliver a talk that I was really proud of, but I met some incredible people. And I want to give a shout out to the organizers, Tamika Sears and Holly Norton, because I believe Holly was going to try to show up today too in comments, but both of them just phenomenal people. And they looked at me and they loved the idea. They saw something in me that maybe other people wouldn't have. I mean, again, my talk was, human, like from Satan to sensational. It was, but it was based on, again, taking evil human resources and humanizing it was the concept.
Look,
and they saw that in
BFF Chasen shouting out your new book. That is amazing. Yeah. So, G, did you know Chasen through me, or did you all know each other through different folks?
I think, you know what? I think it was just through, I love that.
I really need to get my nails fixed, but
me as well. I actually need to treat mine today, but it's funny. Chasen is just one of those guys whose name I'd seen it through various channels.
Yeah,
he's one of those people. I mean, and again, I'm seeing
we have the same hair style. Me and Chasen.
What was that?
We have the same hairstyle.
Oh.
When you see a side by side video or a picture, it's hilarious. Like,
I had an opportunity to do a one-on-one with him, and he's great people. And back to your question, though, he was just one of those people, again, who shows up for his community. I'm seeing, other people here too in comments who just show up for their community. So the names, the faces. Yeah. And that's phenomenal. I love it. And thank you, Jason, again, for the shout out my book and the review. We love you. Jason?
He had me on his podcast Friday. And so I'm excited for that to be released. And I've got to get up to New York to give some hugs out there to my LinkedIn peeps. So I will definitely be doing that in 2025. I'm starting to get the travel bug again, but I'm, just so excited that people are coming to Atlanta. And, I have had to take, some time to, just reflect on the evolution of, where I was in 2020, even to where I was in 22, like early 23. And some of this messy, bold, imperfect action that I'm taking, and pushing boundaries that, I'm going to be vulnerable. I am sometimes, some days not comfortable with them at all. And, somebody said, how are you doing? Because I think people are like, how is Anna Morgan going to maintain this level of energy up until the event? And then two, they just, anyone who's planned events knows that they're a labor of love. And, there's expenses, there's, just a lot of operational things behind the scenes, like insurance and, just making sure that I'm giving our registrants, a really valuable experience, which, I took everything that I've learned from the conferences I've gone to and tried to model success after Craig Fisher and TalentNet, because so many people just love the smaller environments. Transform was really fun out in Las Vegas, but holy cow, the logistics, like I literally walked 10,000 steps from my hotel room to the conference room. So I'm really excited to curate these intentional conversations through, hand selecting who's going to sit at tables together, to, interactive, fun inspired, not cheesy or cringy icebreakers. And then really challenging my speakers like you to, give our attendees actionable strategies, frameworks, recipes, ideas, so that they can come back to their cube or their corner office or their home office like me and be able to implement and take fast action on the things that they learn. So you did your Disrupt talk, and that inspired your book, which is a bestseller. It's doing really well, and it's opening doors for you, right? Just it's created a new opportunity for you to do a second talk. Will you share just a little bit about that, and then we'll get into your actual session?
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you for asking. Yes, that's the thing. Writing the book, probably one of the best business decisions. I'm going to give, again, a name drop shout out to Michelle B. Griffin, personal branding guru, great friend of mine, who after my talk encouraged me to think about, oh, hey, you should put your talk into a book. So for those of you thinking of writing a book, I will tell you right now, just really quick sidebar, you probably have a book in you that you can probably knock out really fast. So lean into that. I'm just going to leave that there.
You're going to hold me accountable to that, G. And I mean, I agree. Everyone has a book in them. And I think it's just we get in our own way about, who's going to want to hear my story? Well, if I put it all in one book, it would be, an action adventure, a comeback underdog story.
And it doesn't have to be War and Peace length. It doesn't have to be adequate enough. It doesn't have to be the big anything. I mean, I wrote a mini book. It's basically an hour, maybe hour plus read. And it's a digestible book. But in any event, the talk that I'm doing next, which is in Disrupt HR Houston's event, a week after our event in Atlanta, is called Service with Sriracha, ! Bringing your sauce to HR. Which is similar topic to Service with Sriracha, bringing your sauce to HR and TA, or TA and HR. And, going back to what you were saying earlier about how we're not for everyone, Anna Morgan, and by the way, people, when I refer to Anna Morgan, I have been calling Anna Morgan since we met. It's a respect thing. So I call Anna, that's why I say Anna Morgan. Anyway, so.
And I just respond with G.
It's like Anna Morgan. It flows. But going back to that, piece that we were talking about earlier about not being for everyone, with sriracha conceptually, not everyone likes sriracha. And back in 2020 or 2021, I forget which year, but I did my first intro slider deck. And I remember I put a piece of it in there on LinkedIn, and I put in the sriracha graphic with, the cheesy bottle or what have you. And sriracha is not new to me. That's a whole entirely separate topic. But I remember saying specifically, you either love it, hate it, or are intrigued enough to acquire the taste. And I love sriracha. And so that's part of what sparked this topic for me, just about bringing your sauce and your flavor and everyone's uniqueness. So that's the abbreviated version of it. And I'm taking that Disrupt HR talk or vice versa, if you will, really, but incorporating that into what we're doing in Atlanta and infusing splices of my Satan book too. So I'm bringing this.
I love it. I can't wait. And I was lucky enough to be one of her beta readers, and just was so honored to be a part of that process. And like I said, definitely inspired me to think about putting that on my vision board in the future. So, yeah, you've got the 2 big talks right out of the gate, which is exciting. I shared with you, I don't think I've shared publicly, that I was selected to do my first Disrupt HR talk in Sioux Falls, Idaho. I've never been to Idaho, but I am excited to go. And they selected my recruitment to recovery talk, which, addresses the mental health crisis of addiction in the people leader space, and how to be a part of the solution, while also sharing a little bit of my story, coming up in the recruitment and TA space as a sober businesswoman, and, what I've learned, where I've had challenges, and, where I've been able to support employees, community, et cetera. So I'm so grateful that you have been down that path before, and that you can sort of coach me on how to put this together, because again, 2025 is going to be my year of evolution, and I am doing big, bold, crazy shit that I'm not totally sure
Shout
that
to Rob Gilbert on that one. Do bullshit.
Yeah,
shout to Rob.
Exactly. Yolanda, thank you for being here. Yes, I love that. Fuse the spices.
Yolanda is amazing. Yolanda's local to me. Great friend. She's just amazing.
Hi, Yolanda. So nice to meet you. It's an easy flight from Dallas to Atlanta. Anyway, yeah, so right now we are, down to the wire. And when we were talking earlier about LinkedIn and building community, I am just, holding on to the belief that all the audio rooms, the free job search calls, the high touch recruitment, experiences that I've given people, will help this event and me stay top of mind, and, drive the best people in the Southeast to join our event. So, I do want to ask for help, because it's very difficult for me. I told, I don't know, I think I was talking on my Instagram stories, and, I said I created this event for people like me that struggle to prioritize themselves and to ask for help, right? And, but I know from experience that if I just pause and let humility take the front seat, and not be afraid to ask, right, that people will show up. Like that Field of Dreams post. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
So I'm just so grateful that you're a part of this, and anyone that's listening that can catch the replay, I would be so grateful if you can share the main Evolve landing page information with any of your TA and HR connections in the Atlanta or Southeast area. We are about 65% at capacity, but I want 120 people in that room. I want it to be just, buzzing with opportunity and energy. So, I'm going to ask you, my lovely, LinkedIn community, if you can send, 1 to 5 little outreach messages to someone in that criteria, I, promise that I will reciprocate the goodwill and, community building.
And, one of the things I've really appreciated about you and your candor and just asking for help and knowing like the behind the scenes and people supporting you and the love for you and what you're doing, because we know how passionate you are about this and you're doing it for other people. You're not doing it to make oodles and, oodles of money.
No, I mean, my goal is just to,
for the professions that need the support. I mean, again, these are people out here. It's a people-centric profession, with HR and talent acquisition. And people like us need that care too. And we want to support each other. And what you're asking is not outlandish. And I really believe in my core, everything that you're doing is going to come back to you in spades in some fashion. And I'm very excited about this, and I cannot wait to see where this goes, especially day of. It's going to be, regardless of whether or not you fill the room, or even if it's just a little below or a little above.
I mean, listen,
however that turns out, it is going to be incredible. And I'm telling you, it's going to pay off because you deserve it. You've worked hard for it. And also, too, if I can just give you a shout for the fact that I've watched you evolve, no pun intended, but really over the past 5 years even, and just all you've built for yourself and what you're trying to build for others. It's epic. I don't have another word to describe it. So I'm very proud of you, and congratulations again on Disrupt HR. I cannot wait to support you. We will talk it through as soon as we're past this. So yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. I keep getting messages like about meetings and like new projects and stuff. And I'm like, I literally cannot think about anything and probably till the second week in February. And I might jump on a plane and go to Mexico. We'll see.
Sounds good.
No, I'm so blessed. And I cannot wait for all the speakers to meet, because the other thing I've noticed at events is, the great thing is once you get on stage and you have that social proof and you build that confidence, like more opportunities open, right? And understandably, in HR and talent, we have all been raised differently. We have, different areas of expertise. So there is a lot of opportunity to apply to step on stage, to get that visibility and thought leadership. And, honestly, like, I haven't had the best luck, right? Being seen in those spaces. And then I've observed that it is a lot of the same voices and same topics. And, that's where I embrace a little of my rebel energy. And I'm like, I'm going the opposite way. I am bringing in an energy management expert and, meditation guru to talk about breath work. I'm bringing in your talk, which is very spicy and full of personality and high energy, which is, what I would love if I was at a conference, right? And then lastly, like learning by doing. I've been at these conferences where it's just like mom. And then I'm like, oh, that was nice. But like, and you're scrambling to take notes, etc. So those are some of the things that I'm doing a little bit differently to really fast track people's learning and community and connection. I will also say that if you're listening to this in the replay and, you're on the fence about investing in this conference or any others in the future, and, this is a great month to figure out what events will work with your schedule, and go ahead and, invest in them, block off your calendar so it's coming, right? And we're all busy. And, while I've dealt with quite a bit of rejection in outreach and inviting people where they're like, oh, my kids have a game. And I'm like, this is 8 to 5-ish. Like, the game starts at what time? Or, oh, sounds lovely. I'll, catch it next year. Or, obviously more reasonable reasons, like I have a company offsite, et cetera. But a lot of times, like I said in my post yesterday, it is excuses, right? Excuses masked in being busy, right? And not prioritizing ourselves. And I just really want to encourage everyone to really get radically honest with themselves about, what they need this year. And in-person events, that community and connection building can be life-saving for some, especially our community that experiences tons of layoffs and transitions. So even if it's just going to your local chamber or your SHRM group or, a women's networking or men's networking group in your area, take the time, do a couple Google searches for anyone that's in recruitment. Hung Lee puts out a great list of international conferences, and I was lucky enough to submit Evolve, and we are listed there. And so it goes out in his newsletter. He is a global TA expert and someone I look up to greatly in this industry. So I'll drop it in the comments for those that want to check it out later. So want to say hello to Leslie. So glad you're here.
This another cheerleader, lover. Absolutely. Again, we have such a great community. I mean, I could just go through and my heart is full right now, just seeing people showing up. Mind you, it's 8:30 Central Time, 9:30 your time. But may I say one thing? I want to speak to something you just said really quickly.
Yeah, keep me on task here, G.
So you mentioned, the camera's
that's me.
Sorry.
Trying to get fancy.
No, you're awesome. So one of the things I wanted to say is, you talk about getting on stage and, you've made efforts and you have worked your tail off over the past few years. And I know what you've done in terms of putting yourself out there. I want to say the one piece of advice, and I've heard it from various people, and I forget exactly, most recent, but it's that create your stage. If you're not being asked onto the stage, you create your stage. And Anna Morgan, you have not just created a stage, you've created an experience. And by the way, experience is my 2025 word of the year.
That's right.
It is, and I'm already leaning into it for various reasons, but I'm telling you right now, what you're giving people and allowing us to have together, this is an experience. And so it's more than a stage, and it will not be overlooked. So I really want to give you some serious kudos and props and congratulations and gratitude for allowing me to be a part of it. And just for being my friend. Absolutely. I adore you. You know that.
Thank you. No, there's this saying that we can borrow other people's belief in us, to get us through, these challenging, nervy experiences. And I have definitely been leaning into that heavily. Yes, I believe, I'm capable, I'm worthy, I have the right community, etc. But you're right. I mean, I just haven't really found my grounding in the bigger events and whatnot. And again, maybe it's my voice or my story or, the things that would light me up to talk about don't resonate, with those events goals. And this is why this has been so fun for me, is to really, bring a diverse group of speakers, John Baldino, Brian Fink, Kyle Lagunas, they're on some of the biggest stages across the nation. And then, you're at the Disrupt kind of smaller events. Who else? Jess Merrill Miller speaks at events, but she's excited because, she's an HR cert trainer, and she also teaches people leaders how to leverage AI in their everyday. Yeah. But she is very passionate about breath work and mental health and movement, and is a several times certified yogi. So, to me, that is different. And bringing that diversity of thought together, I think, is what's going to create that experience. I do know that I do a great job of bringing, unexpected connections together that end up doing really great stuff together that you could not, predict that that type of collaboration or, work would happen, essentially. So.
Yep. And it's all about, what is it? Cooperation versus
collaboration over competition.
Yeah. Collaboration. Someone
it's
uses
kind of,
I
love
But
Go ahead.
but you know what though? We're gonna have it's gonna be amazing. And again, this is a testament to how much you value your community. And again, community showing up for us here. And it's just
Yeah,
it's
that's
incredible. And so
amazing. Yeah, thank you,
from my core, I
Marguerite.
just want to say thank you for all of your hard work on this.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
we can't wait
So
for it.
friends, definitely spread the news to your Atlanta and Southeast connections that could embrace a little spontaneity, right? I also realized that like the turnaround of this event is crazy. I was reflecting back last night, and I mean, I didn't actually decide to do this until the second week in November.
Yeah.
And here we are, 65% booked, location, great caterer, video and photographer booked. We have a headshot photographer coming. I ordered this really cool step and repeat. Do y'all know what a step and repeat is? You know, when you at conferences and you see the like multi-logoed big fabric background
Oh yeah.
that you
Yeah.
take photos in front of. Okay.
Oh, like a red carpet type thing. Is that like kind of like one of
Yes.
those?
I
Oh
mean, talk
yes.
about experience. Like this is red carpet evolution.
There you go.
Um, but what's funny is the other night I get it, and you know, I'm all into putting it together, and you know, I'm following the instructions. I had to actually call the company that I ordered it from. I'm like, where are the screws? I cannot find them anywhere. And then I start to assemble it. And while this room is really wide, it's over the garage, I'm like, there's a lot of loose fabric, like something's not happening. And then I look and I'm like, oh my God, this is 8 feet tall and 10 feet wide. My little house does not have 10-foot ceilings. So I am like sweating trying to put this together. And I'm just like laughing at the hilarity of it all. And, you know, finally, well, I took it downstairs and tried to recruit my family to help me. And that's when I realized it was too tall and it was too cold to put it together outside. So I'm going to give it a second try today when I actually go over to InfoMart. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll likely get some behind the scenes. And I'm so excited to be meeting with Tammy Cohen. She has founded and has been running this global background check for over 30 years. And you know me, I really look up to women in business. And Tammy Cohen was one of like the OG female entrepreneurs, business leaders in Atlanta. So having an opportunity to reconnect with her, and we're going to start like setting up the event, y'all. Like that is crazy. That's probably why I didn't sleep. So we're going to put the step and repeat together, the sign. My DJ's coming over to meet my videographer to make sure they're on, you know, the same page. I've got everyone's walk-on songs and
Oh, and that's fire alone. I mean, people need to show up just for the walk-on music and the
I
vibes and the
know.
happy. I mean, it's all of it. Not to interrupt you, but this is going to be. It's going to
Yeah,
be
and the
crazy.
again talking about like a family affair, the gentleman Jeff, who has graciously offered to, you know, offer his services for my birthday, is a longtime family friend and employee and partner at my husband's company. So, you know, he's got a top dog VP of sales job, but he loves and DJ'd for a long time. So he's like, absolutely, let's go. So it's just been so amazing that people like that have shown up. And so today we're going to be making sure we get the room set up, and I have fun centerpieces. And y'all, when I talk about like the swag, I'm a gift giver. So
Yes.
you need to come for the swag. There's also going to be t-shirts available until they run out. So you'll be able to get your swag bag at the beginning, but get your t-shirt on the way out.
I can't wait for a t-shirt. I need a t-shirt. This is just amazing. All of what you're doing. I'm excited just listening to you. And again, this
Yeah.
is not, it's a very unconferencey conference is what you've been saying. And I
Yes.
love that
Yes.
term. And it sums it up because again, I'm not a big heels and suit kind of gal anyway, but
Yeah.
you know, just being able to, you know, have this, it's just going to be, it'll be
Awesome.
extraordinary. So,
All right, Yolanda. send your Atlanta friends a message that me and G are taking over the ATL. Thank you for being here. So definitely, follow along, celebrate G. Anything that you can do to amplify this message would be amazing. And I will drop my Instagram in the
and
chat.
small.
I think it's what is it? Anna Morgan Career BFF. I think is
Oh my goodness.
But I'll
you
drop
know, we
a
have
link
so
in a
many
minute.
quality people here today. I just, again, shout to Ann Small, just again, another local friend, like great supporter, amazing person. And again, encouraging everybody in the comments to take a look at, everyone's profiles
Who's
and
here? Yeah.
and all that good stuff. And yeah.
No, it'd be great. Anne, thank you for being here. This is why I come to Dallas all the time. There's such great people there, and love, to network and build community with, like-minded people, leaders. So anything we're forgetting today, G, thank you for letting me wake up with you, literally.
Sorry that you've only had a little bit of coffee. You need to go get some more. But no, I think we're good. I think it's just, again, please pass along the message, everybody. We look forward to seeing you, and, happy to connect, from my end. If you send me a connection request, please send a note if you can, because I'm going through, that's my thing this year. I'm not going to keep bouncing them back anymore. But, if you miss me, please send me an email or reach out via email. There's many ways to contact. But just thank you so much for having me today.
Absolutely. Thank you for getting up early and taking the time and, bearing with my ADHD squirrely brain and thoughts. And I am just so excited to share more with the community behind the scenes and what they can expect when they get here. And just, my heart is full. My cheeks hurt from smiling, and I'm just so blessed to have you as a friend, a career BFF, and someone, that I learn from weekly. So thank you for just shining your light and being unapologetically you.
And you know what? Thank you for that. And thank you again for all you're doing. I love you. I cannot wait. I am so excited for this. It's crazy.
All right.
Thanks everyone for being here.
Yeah. Thank you, G. Thanks, everybody.